Welcome to Part 2 of the New York State Comptroller's Bureau of Contracts Agency Guide to Completing the Vendor Responsibility Profile. Here you will learn how to best fill out the Attachment A portion of the Vendor Responsibility Profile. Page 2 of the VR profile is where you will list each issue self-disclosed by the vendor and/or found by your agency in its VR review process. You should provide sufficient detail in describing the issue so someone not familiar with it can understand the basics. Then, in the State Contracting Entity Resolution field next to the issue, provide the vendor's corrective action or actions, status of the issue, and your agency's assessment. You must provide an assessment of the issue which results in the agency's final determination as to whether this issue impacts the vendor responsibility review for this particular transaction. We're looking for your agency's why or because to support the conclusion. Here is an example of what not to do. Would you be able to understand what these issues are? Is there sufficient information in helping us understand the severity or lack thereof for these issues? What are the internal control issues? OSHA, what violations, how many, any penalties or fines, were they serious, willful, other, anyone hurt or killed, etc.? Are they closed or still open or pending? Was any training provided by the vendor to its employees to ensure they don't reoccur? Question 7.0, what is this? Here's a good example of describing the issues and indicating the vendor's corrective action or actions. Now, all that's needed is the agency's assessment, the because. Attachment A, Item 2, is where you will provide your VR review process. In this example, we see that the agency reviewed the questionnaire. What's wrong with this process? There's no independent review, correct? This agency is solely relying on the vendor to self-disclose any issues. They have not indicated that they performed any independent resource review to verify the completeness and accuracy of the vendor's questionnaire. Here's an example of a more acceptable VR review process. It shows that the agency performed independent resource reviews. If you use checklists in your VR review process, you can say "See attached" and include the checklist to document the resources used in your review. This concludes the Bureau of Contracts Agency Guide to Filling Out the Vendor Responsibility Profile. If you have any questions, please contact us.